Okay, so one card on the bottom for Greg, a multi 6. Audrey kept 7. Windswept Heath for Greg, passed a turn. Greg with a band-aid on the finger. We are investigating what happened there, and we'll keep everybody posted. Prismatic Vista for Audrey. Darth in the chat says, I do feel like blue-white is actually favored here. Audrey, do me proud, please. So Audrey and I were chatting about this blue-white deck a bit before this event got started. And I was saying to Audrey that lands might be a tougher matchup. Interesting that Darth thinks it's a favored matchup for blue-white. I mean, obviously, this single match will not decide it all. But with that in mind, this should be interesting. Well, that's a pretty good Force of Negation. If there's a card to Force of Negation in Legacy, Life in the Loam is a big one. Life in the Loam countered. Pitching Dress Down. Darth says you have a pile of basics, back to basics, good answers to Merit Lage, Force of Negation, etc. You know what, Darth? You're making a really great point. You might have, I'm not even kidding right now, you might have changed my mind, like, already.
Attempt a walk-in closet.
Walk-in closet. That could get kind of gross.
You can cast lands from the graveyard and the 7, or it's like a dog's wheel or some shit. Yeah, for a 5.
Whoa. Audrey in the chat says it can go either way. We can both mess with the other. My clock isn't incredible. Beseiju covers back to basics very well. Yeah, I think my original thinking about this matchup was Audrey's creatures are just not like impressive enough to get across the finish line in any reasonable amount of time before lands can just like have a bunch of mazes of Ith and constructs and all that crap and basically ignore Audrey's creatures. And stuff like Teferi and Narset are just not very interesting in this matchup. We'll see. We'll see. I'm curious to see how this plays out. I haven't seen this match yet.
That's fine. Okay. Pass.
I don't watch the matches before, at least not usually. Sometimes I'm standing there watching in person. All right, so Flooded Shrine gets cracked here. Here's Teferi Time Raveler.
Sure.
Bouncing the walk-in closet. You know what? Important to point out, Greg had the locked room counter there, but had it on the wrong side. So a few points to Greg, and then we'll take the points back away again. He did the lock room thing wrong. But effort was there. Effort was there. Jason in the chat says Greg is my favorite 90s MTG lands player. Projects his voice well for the streams. Yeah, it is fun to watch Greg play. I'll give you that. Force of Will pitching misstep on the walk-in closet. So the closet's gone. Greg plays a Ghost Quarter, which could get interesting.
Prismatic Vista. Narset. Sure. Nice.
Narset Partner Avails. And this is what I was saying before. Obviously, Teferi shuts down the instant speed crop rotations and stuff like that. Okay, obviously, it's pretty good. But generally speaking, Narset and Teferi's static abilities don't do a whole lot. Obviously, Narset finding stuff off the top is important, and Teferi can bounce something at the perfect time. Okay, I know all that, but I think you get my point.
Cardinal? 3, 1 is a force. For dark depths. It's in.
All right, there's Dark Depths for Greg. There it is. Now crop rotation. Got to do it sorcery speed because of Teferi. Sack the basic forest. Force of Will, pitching Ponder.
Battery. Minus.
Audrey pointing out, need to be careful not to fetch my second plane, so I have white available always. Back to basics fine with Narset. Well, obviously, Back to Basics is going to be pretty good against lands.
Cards.
In fact, we just saw Greg sack his only basic land. Audrey keeping mana open here, aware of the possible problems with Marit Lage. Containment Priest getting flashed in using a floating white from the plains. That just got ghost quartered. Basic plains, basic island, sorry, found. Prismatic Vista still open here. Could find the other plains if needed. Greg trying to trim white from Audrey's board.
Cast Lightning Ball, targeting Wingsword Teeth, Forest, and Ghost Quarter.
Sure.
So I still have land. Return.
Okay, so a life and a loam resolve this time. Basic Forest is back. That could help the back to basic situation. Dismember, excuse me, dismember the Containment Priest. Okay. Wasn't too bad. Teferi's going to tick up. Narset's going to stay at 1 loyalty. There's back to basics. It's in. Elvish Reclaimer. It could potentially help Greg find Saga or Stage or something like that. Semantic Vista getting cracked now. Are we about to see Quantum Riddler show up? And what's going to become of this Reclaimer, I wonder? All right, there's Quantum Riddler.
Yeah. Just forecast.
Yeah. Trigger.
Yep.
Lots of cards.
Okay, Reclaimer gets bounced, it turns out. And Reclaimer is available. Greg might be in some major trouble here. The back to basics is doing a lot of damage. Reclaimer comes back. Nurturing Peatland was the land for turn. Let's go Gari, Horizon Canopy land. Teferi ticks up again. Audrey's going to brainstorm. Looks like Felia, Exuberant Shepherd is in Audrey's hand. Hit follow, hit subscribe, hit all that stuff. It's free.
Play Caracas.
Caracas, okay. That kind of makes Marit Lage a little bit worse. Quantum Riddler gets in for an attack.
Go to my end step. Flashing
On his own end step, flashing in dress down. Yeah. All right. Corrected the back to basic situation. Looks like thinking about dredging loam. Wasteland, Bajuka Bog, Cabal Pit.
Touch. Go to 10.
Cracking Windswept Heath. Yeah, Jade Stock pointing out not much blinking so far. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of blinking. I'll give you that. Felia hasn't really made many appearances on today's stream yet.
Personally, I have.
Strangely, it's kind of a big part of this deck, but just hasn't showed up. Royalty Ryan has arrived asking, did the stream just start? Yeah, we just started the stream, Ryan. Ryan, get with the program.
Right. In that case,
This is the second round of the stream. If you're curious, like, I get this a lot from the people who watch this later on YouTube. When are we live? Like, when are the 90s MTG live streams? Nobody knows. Make sure you're in our Discord server. That's how you'll know when we're live. Felia getting flashed in. We'll block the Reclaimer. And the Reclaimer's gone.
yeah, let's just go to this.
All right. Greg concedes, and we're moving on to game 2. All right, one card on the bottom looks like for Audrey. Looks like Greg has kept 7 as far as I know. Greg on the play. Mox Diamond, discard Bajuka Bog, Wasteland, Life from the Loam. Get back Bajuka Bog. Good start for Greg. Obviously, we're watching this match play out. Wasteland, not super huge against Audrey's deck. Not a lot to waste.
Pithing Needle? Prismatic Vista.
Okay, so we just saw a Prismatic Vista get named with Pithing Needle, and Audrey is writing it all down. Nicely done. Use a marker next time. Oh my god. After all that prismatic ending on the needle, it's gone. Dredge on the Life on the Loam. Baleful Mastery was dumped in the yard there, along with Walk-in Closet and Forbidden Cellar and Dark Depths. So Life on the Loam will pick up Dark Depths, potentially. Okay, Life in the Loam is on the stack. Luminor with a big question that we're all wondering. Would Audrey be considered a deck expert with this Blink deck? Yeah, so here's the thing. Audrey is, I'm declaring this right now live on stream, is a blue-white Blink deck expert. So any results with the deck, we take it right into the trash. Okay? We don't register blue-white decks at blue-white Blink decks at the next event that we attend. Even if we have all the cards, we don't rent it on MTGO. We don't waste our time. Okay?
I mean,
Sure.
There's no point.
Remember Tamio?
Okay, going right after Tamio with a Dismember. Dismember is a success. Tamio down.
Dredge.
Dredging Loam, Caracas. Looks like another copy of Baleful Mastery and a Life from the Loam and a Mox Diamond, sorry. Now Loam, targets Caracas. Caracas will be useful against cards like Tamio, but especially Felia. Jukabagu. I don't think Audrey uses his graveyard too much. Yeah, Reanimator is 140% of the meta. Everybody knows that.
one card?
Yeah, Audrey says he was playing Felia since the beginning, so picking it up is easier. Yeah. Audrey's an expert. It takes some people years, sometimes decades, to become deck experts. It really is an impressive thing.
Do it again.
Yep.
Dredging Loam, Ghost Quarter, Crop Rotation, Wasteland. Well, I guess Ghost Quarter is mildly interesting. Life on a Loam, grab the 2 lands. Continuing to get lands.
Play Ghost Quarter. Hit your white switch. For white. Move to combat.
Okay, Wasteland on the Tundra. Felia gets flashed in. Not too bad.
Happens. I played my land.
You have.
Um,
Yeah, Darth pointing out this game so far is how you don't want the blue-white versus lands matchup to go. Yeah, Greg is just loaming and loaming. Audrey has no offense whatsoever, and Marit Lage is potentially looming here, and with loam, we'll just be able to do it over and over again. This game, right now, the advantage is to Greg. So a warped Quantum Riddler, it's going to be... it's warped, and then it's blinked by Felia. So now it's in play and won't go away at the end of turn because of warp. Pretty cool. Only an Ancient Tomb found that time. An Opposition Agent went into the yard. Interesting.
30 cards. All right.
That was a great turn for Audrey. I agree. The offense is up and running now for Audrey. Quickly. Audrey says the deck expert committee hasn't met yet this month, so it's unofficial for now, but I like my chances. All right, Audrey, keep us posted on that.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Audrey, what's this deck's win rate? What tier is it?
Caracas 2, right? Yeah.
By the way, folks, if Audrey's Azorius Blink deck hits 15% of the meta and a 52% win rate, we sound the alarm. We start rage tweeting. We write letters to wizards. And I don't know. We flip out. What else is there to say? So now Greg has Caracas, which could be effective against Felia, but Quantum Riddler hits pretty hard. So Felia gets bounced, but it kind of did its job here. Quantum Riddler's continuing to exist and is now attacking. Tameo comes in while Caracas is tapped and Ponder now. This could be a problem for Greg, actually. I will not be at Eternal Weekend, but many of the people that you hear about and see and experience on the 90s MTG channel will be there. And make sure you go say hello. If you see anybody wearing a 90s MTG shirt, make sure you say hello. Say hello to Harry Houdini. Say hello to Scott. Say hello to Roland. Say hello to Force of Phil. Say hello to Audrey. Just say hello to people. Make new friends, everybody. I mean, what else did I really say? Here's Loam. Let's see what we find this time.
Yeah, so, and the worst part was, I was like, should I play the Belagas feature this turn just so we can't?
Greg, it seems, is a little disappointed with what we're hitting on off this Loam so far. Darth now confident Audrey's got this. And by the way, if you're new around here, Darth in the chat, very insightful and knowledgeable about the format for sure. I'm consistently impressed with Darth's commentary in the chat. Thank you, Darth. Yeah, Greg's not doing much at the moment. And Quantum Riddler's continuing to swing away. Yeah, the Loams have not been great. Felia gets flashed in. Loam. Targeting the 3 lands that are in there. It's like a Windswept Heath, Ghost Quarter, and Wasteland.
Wasteland, yep.
Audrey might have some problems with white mana going forward, though, which is mildly interesting.
Go.
At least that's what Greg might be thinking. 2 Tundras and a basic Plains in the yard. Whoa. Felia gets bounce. The attack comes in. Tameo makes a clue. Greg drops to 6. Running out of time. Surveil with an archive. Greg will be able to blow that up, most likely, if he wants to.
Gets the fairy.
Okay, Teferi gets milled away with Surveil. Don't really need that at the moment. I can agree. Clue getting popped now.
Good. We'll get lucky in the draw.
All right, Greg takes a natural draw that time. What do we got?
Come back, but nothing you can do about that. Still just get to that. A whole lot I can do about that.
If you consign the third chapter, it still goes for you.
Pretty bad, pretty bad. Play that.
Urza's Saga. Here Greg saying it sounds like the situation is pretty bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead.
All right, Greg passing the turn. Scalding Tarn, incorrect. Felia jumps back in. Yeah, Audrey pointing out I wanted to flip Tameo as soon as possible. Low on white sources, need to close out this game quick. I agree that Audrey needs to focus on closing out this game. You don't want to give the land deck more time. Now, Saga has showed up. Start making some constructs potentially. Found the basic planes. Okay, has a Tundra, has Meticulous Archive, has white mana for now. Felia gets bounced. Tack comes in, make a clue. Greg drops to 2. Greg really close to out of time.
Second main. A little surgical alone.
Surgical Extraction on Life in the Loam isn't the worst. Noticing a Cabal Pit in there. Getting rid of the Life in the Loams. Yeah, the Surgical just works towards Audrey's goal of winning this game. Get Loam off the table. Tameo comes in, replaces the other Tameo. Saga ticks up.
It's something.
Tameo could potentially block a Merit Ledge. Stage is found. It's not the worst. Felia flashed in. Greg's at 2. Nothing in Greg's hand. Greg's hand is Wasteland, Windswept Heath, Ghost Quarter, and I think Ancient Tomb. Greg might be cooked. We'll have to see. Greg can... Well, okay. Greg can bounce Felia, block Riddler with Merit Lage. Actually... Yeah, maybe Greg can bounce Felia, make Merit Lage, block Quantum Riddler here, but if Audrey has a Swords or something, obviously Merit Lage is gone, but Greg will gain 20 life. So, looks like Audrey is holding a Swords. It doesn't seem likely Greg would bounce Tameo here, being at 2 life. There's also the possibility of making a construct with Saga, which is worth thinking about. All right, so pre-combat, Felia gets bounced. Now everybody is attacking. Before blocks, make Merit Lage. Okay. So not going to go for the constructs, which I didn't expect, but it was a possible play.
Attempt to block your Riddler.
Okay, Merit Lage is made. Going to try and block the Riddler now. Kind of a tricky situation. Quantum Riddler is blocked by Merit Lage currently. Greg has nothing in hand of any value to this current situation. 4 cards in Audrey's hand. One of them is Felia, which just got bounced. Do we let Riddler die?
Okay.
Riddler dies. Crack a clue.
Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Well.
Greg is unsure what to make of the situation.
Way. But finally, it's good. What's gonna happen? Go ahead.
Audrey's in the chat saying, I don't know what I was thinking here, to be honest. It's battle over. All right, maybe regretting some of the moves we've made. There's the Saga making a construct, and now it will search. The wrong construct token for Greg once again.
Search for a expedition map. I have a strong feeling my wave's not going to be around for too long.
All right, Greg not confident Marrow Age will be around for too long. Remember that Surgical took out Life Wind Alone, so we're not going to be able to get back stuff from the yard. Swords on Marrow Age. All right.
I was trying to get keys.
Greg goes up to 22. Yeah, I think Audrey should have just plowed the Marrow Age. I can agree with Darth in the chat here. Wasteland, before Quantum Riddler died, or got blocked, that is. Felia comes back.
Attacks. This is the one target non-land. Beginning of return their card.
This game is hard, folks. This game is hard.
Yep. Go ahead.
Still second.
Okay, Flooded Shrine gets cracked here for Audrey. Yeah, Audrey's list was posted in our Discord server. You could go find it in there. I believe I pinned it to the Decklist channel. Dress Down comes in. Construct dies. Shaka in the chat says, got my second Underground Sea yesterday, another step closer to Legacy. We have people joining the Legacy community all the time locally. And hearing people picking up duels and getting started in our chats and in our Discord server. Good to hear it. Here's a ponder for Audrey. And I challenge, you know, our community. What are you doing to help bring in more players to our community, to grow the Legacy community? It's not really about Legacy. Just your local Magic community. How are you helping out? Maybe find ways to be a bigger part of it. All right, Tamio, up to 4 loyalty now.
Where's your white source?
Wait.
Okay. Sure.
Felia just keeps coming back.
Return? Yep.
By the way, I'm not trying to say that people watching right now aren't doing anything to help. It's just, I hope, to get people's mind going, like, well, what can I contribute? What can I do? Maybe I'll bake a pie.
Surgical, your side.
Bake a pie, bring it to FNM, everybody. Do something. All right, here's crop rotation. Response to Surgical. Force pitching Gilded Drake. And it looks like Urza's Saga might be cut. Tamio picked up that Surgical, went right after Urza's Saga, cutting off another win con for Greg. Greg has a Force of Vigor in hand, by the way.
3? I ran 2 deaths.
Only 3?
3 saga. Yep.
I will evoke a Quantum Riddler or warp it.
Okay, a warping of a Quantum Riddler.
Combat. Set warp. Pass.
Quantum Riddler goes off on a warp adventure. And maybe we'll be back next turn. We'll see. So Audrey now has that basic planes, and it's getting ghost quartered, and Audrey might be completely cut off a white now. So players are kind of cutting each other off of important resources as this game continues. Sagas and Loams have been surgicaled. Audrey might no longer have access to white lands to fetch. This is getting interesting. Yeah, I saw Caracas was still in Audrey's deck. We saw it in the shuffle there. Felia got bounced. Another Prismatic Vista. The Prismatic Vista can tap for green. Quantum Riddler hits the stack.
Good.
This game has been a battle. Is everybody paying attention? This game is crazy. Shaka says, shout out to the community near Bluebell, PA that have offered to lend me decks to play after being a Modern stan for years. That's awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, the Yavimaya actually helped Audrey a lot in that moment. Greg plays a Dark Depths and passes the turn. Greg still has Thespian Stage Dark Depths combo in the deck. Saga and Loam were surgicaled. Greg's last win con left, I guess, is these Dark Depths. Unless you count Elvish Reclaimer. Does that even count? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Technically it counts, but I think you understand what I mean. Not looking likely that that'll be enough. All right. Malevolent Rumble. What's the negation? Quantum Riddler hits pretty hard. 4/6 flyer. And Audrey's Tameo is starting to tick up. It's up to 5 loyalty after it ticked down a couple turns ago.
It could be a concern it's not returning because guys only find that category.
Yep.
Minus on surgical.
All right. Minusing Tameo, finding surgical extraction. This might be an attempt to completely remove Greg's final win condition, basically. Thespian Stage, going right after it.
Two more. Can I see the hand, please? Alright. Play for 4.
That's it. No more making Marit Lages.
I know classical music people. This is perfect.
Malevolent Rumble. It's down to Elvish Reclaimer, I guess. Yeah, you have to pay the full price for Marit Lage. Yeah, you could one by one remove the ice counters. But let's be honest, that is really unlikely to work.
Just play the forest. Go ahead.
Get the bio.
Yeah. Bruce.
Yeah, Greg could potentially find Maze of Ith and slow this offense down a lot. Tameo ticks up to 4. Another Riddler. That might have just been a game-winning second Riddler. All right, a counter gets removed from Dark Depths. Now has 9 ice counters. Greg's at 10. Maze of Ith. Oh, man. This game has been crazy.
11 minutes.
Go ahead.
11 minutes left in the round. I think Audrey can pull this off. Flooded Shrine gets cracked here. All right, Audrey just fetched and shuffled away cards from Brainstorm.
Maze 1. 6.
All right. Tamiel's at 6. Greg's at 6. Caracas comes in. That is the match. Caracas is, of course, an answer to the Marit Lage, which is going to take forever to make. Oh, Ghost Vacuum? Ghost Vacuum actually could potentially be a win con. All right, GG's. Well played. Well played all around. That was a hell of a match. Ghost Vacuum potentially could have been a win con. Funny enough.